way to increase your monthly and/or yearly revenue is to implement additional fees. While your goal should never be to charge tenants unfair fees, there are plenty of opportunities to justly charge tenants in return for a product or service. There are also situations where you could and should be charging tenants fees as a result of them breaking terms of their lease. Pet fees and rent. As a landlord, if you deny tenants the ability to have pets in your units, you cut your potential tenant pool by more than half. Allowing pets in your units is a great way to attract tenants, and it can also be used as an additional revenue stream. Although allowing pets can lead to greater liability and damage to your property, your potential profit will outweigh those concerns. Deposits, rent, and fees are all various types of pet charges that landlords can choose. Pet deposits are much like security deposits, which are refunded if no damage occurs over the tenant's or pet's time in your unit. Pet rent is a monthly charge that is tacked on to the tenant's rent. Lastly, pet fees are typically one-time fees paid when the tenant initially brings in a pet. We recommend going with pet rent. It is guaranteed money that you will get to keep, and it will likely amount to more profit than a one-time fee would provide. Late payment fees. Although being considerate and understanding of your tenants helps maintain a strong relationship, the health of your business depends on enforcing payment agreements. Some tenants may see late fees as aggressive and inconsiderate, but after being hit with fees once, they're less likely to be late again. It is a good practice to allow for grace periods so that tenants are granted some amount of flexibility, but once their time is up, it's important to consistently apply the late fee to their rent. Applicant fees. Filling vacancies can be expensive. With the cost of screening tenants for credit reports, past landlord checks, employer checks, and county-level criminal checks, your charges add up quickly. One way that landlords counteract this is by charging application fees. Applicant fees are a good way to increase your revenue because there is no upfront cost, it doesn't require much of your time, and it allows you to find better tenants. Keep in mind that some prospective tenants might be put off by applicant fees, especially if no one else in your area is charging them. Lease termination fees. Even though leases are legally binding, tenants are never guaranteed to stay for the entirety of the agreement. Charging lease termination fees is a good option for landlords because it helps minimize loss when a tenant leaves early. Tenants also tend to prefer making the simple payment rather than searching for someone to take over their lease. It really is a win-win. Extra occupant fees. Many tenants neglect to tell their landlords when an additional occupant moves into your unit after they've signed their lease. If the occupant is an adult, the tenant has likely broken their lease agreement. Instead of evicting your tenant, you can charge an extra occupant fee. Because the tenant is simply bringing in an additional occupant, they're not taking up any additional space, you need to ensure that your fee is reasonable. Landscaping fees. Not all tenants have the time or desire to keep up on landscaping duties. Offering landscaping services to tenants keeps your property looking nice, relieves tenants of the headache, and provides another opportunity for additional revenue. How much to charge? $10 on top of the hourly cost. If the landscaper charges you $30, you should charge the tenant $40. Holding fees. When trying to lock down a new tenant, nothing is more frustrating than being moments away from signing the lease just for the prospective tenant to back out. A great way to ensure that this doesn't happen is to charge holding fees. When a tenant drops off an application, a holding fee allows them to hold the unit while you complete a background check. If they fail the screening, you return the payment. If not, you can choose to use the fee as a future rent payment or as a security deposit. Also, if the prospective tenant passes the background check but backs out of the signing process for another reason, you get to keep the holding fees. This might deter some people from moving forward with the signing process, but it ensures that your time and money are safe. Rental properties provide a great deal of value beyond the rental revenue stream they create. Understanding how to tap into additional revenue streams can help you take a successful investment to a home run or a floundering rental property to a steady income generator. Hopefully these tips and suggestions help you do that. Thanks for watching and happy renting.